Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to race 6 of the Intentional Wreck podcast, NASCAR 25 Xbox League, and we are at Kansas. Let's get started here. Let's see how this start of this race goes here under Clumsy Squid. You can see Hunter Wee there in the 39 immediately up to the wall. Some issues with the wheel. So chaos early. Then the 9 clips the 22. But the 9's able to settle it. Looks like the 22 gets back in line. Keep an eye out for that 22 car as he had pace all week long. Expect him to drive up through the field. We'll stay here. This is the 12 car Clumsy Squid. First time streaming. And we got some content here. So he's going to go 4th gear, staying in that kind of mid-high lane. And Kansas is an interesting race. This is probably the first race where we're seeing, like, oh, look, Hunter in that high lane having some issues getting that wheel situated. There's myself really, really high there on the outside lane. So what were we looking for? Well, you can do exactly what Clumsy Squid is doing is, the 34 big checkup. And stay in 4th gear, and you are going to have some speeds, particularly on exit. And as you can see here, Clumsy's kind of catching these guys with some pace. The problem is fuel usage. You'll use up all your fuel. You have right about 18, 19 laps of fuel in the car on the run with what we're using, and it's up to you, right? You can do what Clumsy is doing here, which is fight for track position, try to get up there and compete, and lead some laps, or are you going to play the long game and save some fuel and maybe win the stage by being a little bit slower? How do you do that? Well, you stay in 5th gear for the most part. You're going to have, later in the run, you're going to have to start lifting on some laps. So an early start to this race, and let's go watch that early wreck from some other viewpoints. All right, this is that start here with JTB Mad Cheeks.
There's the green flag. Carlo.
You see a big check up there, then everybody's hitting, and oh no, big wreck. 38 comes down and hits the 8 car. Everybody's struggling. Oh, then he gets spun. There's the 41, so Mad Cheeks behind the curb immediately there. No caution coming out. It's kind of crazy. We might need to go to strict on these things, but he gets the car situated, gets back on track. But I mean, I don't think there's much you can analyze there for now. It just seems like there's some wheel issues with Hunwee. We're here about lap 4 here, and you can kind of see the different strategies taking play, right? All week long, Dents, Playsick, Corey, Snugs, they were able to take off, but you can tell immediately that they have a different plan in mind. That I believe at least the 3 car, the 19, plan to try to make this on fuel. I think the 74 is probably the same, whereas the 12, he's really got this thing in 4th gear. And he's got a lot of speed. I wonder if he's made that decision, but I mentioned him before, caught up in that early traffic. Look at Playsick in that 22, rising up the power rankings. You could see here. I know not to mess with him, so and again, couldn't call myself as the example setter, but this is what I wish to see more. Hey, listen, it's lap 6. I just watched you catch me. Let's not fight. I got you. Let you go. And you'll see here as Playsick, because of that early deficit in this race, ended up having to use a little bit, maybe more fuel in that 4th gear, use that, push for speed. Does that allow him to catch up through? But you'll see here in a couple laps how that might fare. So we're hitting around lap 10, and this is where people are starting to think about fuel. Playsick, as you can see here, is fighting for P3 with Hellseeker. The big dogs have found their way to the front. And I don't know if it's just having to change the car up or what happened here, but you're going to see Playsick really start to realize I don't think he had a bad turn. I think he just realizes, oh, junk, I need to big time save. So that was the interesting part of that first stage strategy. Who is going to be able to make it? Ooh, big tight. Also managing a very tight race car in the early stages before the opportunity to get that fuel or those adjustments in on the wedge and that tire pressure. So lap 11 here, and at least from what I've saw, this is kind of the first adjustments or fuel kind of starting the pit cycle. I do think well, interesting to hear. See, I'm going to stay and see, where he kind of blends. Obviously, with a lot of people choosing a different strategy, You know, Guntop, who had worked his way up past that wreck all the way up. You know, remember I mentioned before, Placek really went save mode, and this is the benefit, you know, what he did there. And, you know, here's kind of, let's see this pit entry by, look at that, 114 on exit. Does he make it down? Oof.
Oh, fucking terrible pit entry.
So we'll make sure to check in on where Guntop ended up, or Top Gun ended up,
Not that I saw,
and see how that goes.
67.
Moving to lap 15 here. How much faster was new tires in this racetrack under green flag conditions?
That looked so weird.
There's a nice little gaggle up here, and just look at the difference. I mean, and then granted, a lot of these guys are saving fuel. There's somebody spinning through the grass.
Clear high.
Big run here. There's Dinger Magic in the 86, running P10. Now, these are not passes for position. He has to unlap himself. So that, again, that was another thing. And that creates more strategy is if you were far enough back and you decided to pit, you might have, you know, this is the guy, this is about for the lead lap right here. Is, you know, he's one lap down. Yes, he's going to get his free pass, but he would love to be able to pit for position here instead of having to start in the very, very back. So he's way up there. He's got a lot of room, but a lot of laps to make up for it. You know, I made a note of that. Top Gun ended up getting, at the end of that stage, Dense Fog won it. He ended up getting his lap back with the lead lap, but, you know, Clumsy here, who was running 8th, all the way up as high as 8th during the pit cycle, ended up being a lap down and either has to make a decision to stay out. Now, granted, it looks like he does have enough tires, so he may have pit late enough to where he'll be okay. But, you know, get that, you know, there's a difference between being able to start, you know, at the back of the pack or pit for position type deal. So Clumsy actually ended up being a lap down unless he decided to stay out and get the wave around here. Wanted to go ahead and highlight the finishing order. Dense Fog wins his, I think it's like 6th or 7th stage of the year. Corey Russell, frontman, Finn, Hellseeker, Placeit, Gamertag, Meatball, Lonely Killjoy from the rear of the field made it up into the top 8. JJ Franken and I believe Dinger Magic rounded out your top 10 for stage 1. Let's go on to stage 2, see how that stacked up now that everybody's got their adjustments. So we talk about strategy calls coming to green. The 8 decides to pit right before the stage end. Not enough time passes for him to get lapped.
I forgot that the game doesn't have the
And he's going to come out and take the lead because he decides not to pit. So here you can see immediate, everybody's dealing with different handling race car. I'm extremely loose. Got to let the 43 know I got a guy on the outside.
All right,
Got to give room to Dents.
I'm backing out, Nick. I'm backing out. Said Dinger Magic on the outside.
Oh boy.
There's Dinger Magic there fighting under.
Room. I'm loose as shit with the new setup and
So now another scenario, right? Same exact thing, but one extra lap. So we have cars that are about 18 laps good on fuel. The strategy calls that we saw here is we see this fighting up through the field. We'll check in some other cars on the restart here, but Dinger Magic working his way up is okay. Whatever you just did the stage before, you got to do more if you're going to be saving fuel. So different scenario, who's going to go out there and really push it, try to get position, who's going to stay out and see if, again, can it go? Another thing to keep in mind is at this point, any caution occurs, people are going to take fuel knowing that then they can then make it. I was very impressed to see that stage 1 and stage 2 went largely green. Good racing by everybody. Let's look at some different perspectives on this restart. So we're back on board. Clumsy Squid. Looks like he did take the wave around. Look at everybody dealing with loose cars. Bumblebee trying to hold on to that 41 Andy's frozen custard machine. It's your boy Harambe in the 08. Gets into his teammate, or his teammate gets into him, rather. 48 car. Talk about the 48 a little bit later. Got some things I want to point out, but really aggressive driving here, and then, you know, you see all this contact. So, is there anybody in here whose perspective we have? Frankie, let's go look at that again. See what we can do. So, all right, so right here, we've got Franken here. I can't tell who all is in front. I think that's that might be the 41, the 48, kind of everywhere. All right, let's see if we can. I want to see if there's a different. So here, the 48's on this high lane, and these guys are 3 wide immediately. Again, we're turn 1 on a restart, fellas. It's that person there. I don't know who that is. I don't know if that's the 9. but somebody jumps out of line. So there's Franken here, and then a blue car right in front of him. And then Franken, that car is next to. So Franken goes on the apron. Car goes low. I can see him right here. I don't know if somebody shoots the middle on him or if somebody gets a run on the outside because of not lifting. It probably looks more like that. But either way, we end up 3 wide, and the 51 here seems to be in trouble. I don't know who that is on the outside. And the 48 kind of everywhere. You know, your high lane, you go super high, and then we're swinging way low into the 38, taking up 4 lanes, and then going, you know, with these guys getting up, then you're battling into. So now we've just got 3 dudes hitting each other. Then they come down and they're going to collect the 38 here. That's going to get everybody squiggly. Who's this mobile car? That Blazer? Okay. I don't know if JTB Blazer stream. Let me go see if I can find that. But if he did, I'm curious to see, hey, what that was and you know, what led to that, because, you know, that's somebody's taking it 3 wide on a restart. Let's, you know, and then, of course, at this point, it's just wrecking balls. So let's try to keep a little bit cleaner on these restarts on this. But after this, it looks like things kind of get to some sorted out. All right, we do have the perspective here. So it was the 9. Not that blame, but who I thought. So let's see what happens here. Okay. So we got the 51 who gets extremely loose. And I get it, we're all fighting, but I would just say, it's tough. It's tough. Just remember that. Let's just remember that everybody's, you know, loose and struggling. If he's loose on entry, you know, oh, then yeah, you definitely can't come down there. I don't know if I blame Blazer per se. I know that the 50 he's clean and this is fine, but also you've got all the room up here. So we're taking up the mid lane and the high lane at this track. So if you're going to make a move and choose not to lift and go on the outside, I think we've got to stay outside there. And then, of course, at that point, it's chaos. So that's all right. We'll figure things out. Just, you know, just want to inspect some of the restarts, not trying to point finger blame. I get it. Another thing is people are just, you know, with the new adjustments, always keep that in mind. Everybody's got, you know, different adjustments and things like that. So let's go see Top Gun's perspective, as it looks like he got through clean. So here's Top Gun's perspective of that affair. How does he get through it? Let's see. Does he arca break it and just get lucky? Here's the chaos. He's got a guy inside of him. It's all ensuing.
Clear all around.
Oh my God, what a save.
All right, it all just swindled up. There it is. Oh, he did get touched a little bit. Clumsy.
Outside.
Got through it as well. Looks like actually he did a lap down. Interesting.
20 to go.
God, look at fucking racy over here.
Oh, I see how he got trapped a lap down. It's because the 8 car did not pit. So since he did not pit, all the cars on the lap didn't pit. Thus, he did not get the wave around. You hate to see that for the 12. So interesting strategy call there for the 8 that led to some different scenarios. So your first time pole sitter of the year, 19 here. We're at lap 18 of the stage. Largely just some, you know, good racing here. A lot of different guys saving, a lot of guys moving up. You see Corey looking here. He's got 2 laps on fuel. Let's see what ends up happening to him. I know that we get a late caution in the stage, and that kind of flips on its head. So I'm curious what happened, because I know that the 19 did not win this stage. So,
Bring it in and pit this time.
all right, so Corey is going to kill. So Corey is committed. The 19 car is committed here to trying to get these last 2 laps. I can't tell who's quite behind him. Always like a good fuel run.
Save some fuel if you can.
Scenario looks like whoever car behind is Uber lifting there. Corey goes, oh, junk. I've got 1 lap of fuel. Meatball is here. 4 seconds behind. Hellseeker, Dinger Magic, Killjoy, Frontman. So the 43 pit. I was good on fuel in P4. Franken passes me there, and I don't know. He said he doesn't know if he can make it. Hellseeker doesn't know if he could make it. I don't know if Meatball was flying up the field, so I don't think Meatball was good. The 23 was good to make it. Here it looks like, oh no! Oh, the 9 car destroys the leader. William Byron-esque. Oh my goodness, no way. This happened? It almost worked out for him. This might be... All right, let's see what happens here. So the 9 car just... I mean, it couldn't be any worse. Make sure we're practicing our pit entry, boys. Because... Not Byron, Ty Dillon. But Byron wasn't the leader when that happened in real life. I mean, but here's the thing. I don't think Corey was good on fuel. So, unless he was going to go super slow, and I don't know if they catch him. I don't know. But, however, Snugs, it looks like, is able to get a lap back, who almost gets caught into this too. Oh, he does get caught into it. Oh, my goodness. And then gets obviously crushed by Jeff for good measure. But as a result, Meatball, look, this is crossing the finish line. He's car sliding.
We just lost the lead.
Right there. They called the stage right there as the 23 is passing him. Look, frame by frame. Just lost the lead. Okay, a second ago. You could see the 11 there. Good old Deadly Pants without the top of the car. And there's Meatball right there. Passes him right here, and that is when the caution comes out. Fortunate for Corey, however, he does finish second in the stage because NASCAR's weird. The game is weird. But holy shit.
Points, baby. Good job.
Yeah, a crazy end. Hellseeker, Frank, and Frontman Fan. I thought I had that stage 1. I thought there was no way those guys make that on fuel. I was able to run real speed laps at that point. Holy crap. All right, so here we go on to stage 3. Shout out to Meatball backing into a stage win there. And I don't think that the 8 got back on the lead lap if he pit. So he's not able to do it. Let's see. Yeah, he's free pass goes to Space-Time Jumper. We had 15 cars on the lead lap. That's the lowest I've seen, and I think it's because of that, those all of these various strategies. I think that's pretty cool. Let's go on board with Dense Fog here. Winner of stage 1, stage 2 he finished 8th. He was one of the guys that pit, so he's kind of starting mid-pack here, right behind myself. And the 34 of Gamer Tag in the Grillo's Pickles car. Let's see what this racing looks like. Everybody's got another restart with their adjustments. Got a 3-wide move there. Holding that bottom. Fog understands that people are going to go. 34 up into the wall. 19 shooting the gap. So those two speedsters flying to the front. You got the 43 up there battling, trying to
Clear high if you want it.
lead a lap. A little downshift there. Again, at this point, right? It's everybody knows that they're not going to make it 25 laps on fuel. So it's either A, bank on cautions occurring now that the field's kind of stacked up together. There's another downshift. Look at that mid-corner speed here by the by Fog. I think if you go green, the biggest thing is going to be who's the fastest on and off pit road. You can gain a lot of time because of the inexperience with that. Hear me right on the you're a play sick. Have to lift there at the bottom lane. The 74. I told you he's quiet in the power rankings. Oh my gosh, 4-wide move by Snugs. Get to the bottom there. Good Lord. Let's see that from Corey's perspective. Let's go find that. Lap 54. Sorry, I meant to say lap 44. There it is. There's the big move. So let's see. Snugs. Oh, this is taking it 4-wide on Franken. Let's see how bit aggressive. Again, kind of relying on everybody. I guess at the time he didn't realize they were going to be 4-wide. They race clean. I mean, Franken ends up giving space into 74. A little beating and banging, but not the worst. 8 cars been aggressive on those bottom lanes lately. Won that race last week, making a big move to the bottom. Here's another big move. This is Corey Russell. Listen, everybody we're looking at is big dogs. All these guys have got speed at these tracks. look at, I mean, listen, credit's where it's due. This is good racing. Play sick knows he can come down clear. Corey doing a good job holding the bottom. And we get a caution here. Let's see if we can find out what happened there. So I may have found the culprit here is Clumsy gets a little loose on exit, and then he's entering the track. And he slides up. Oh, pain, pain, pain. The 9, the 11. I don't want to rule out, listen, before I say anything negative about Clumsy here, just want to point out that he's been bullied a lot in this league. People kind of use the 12 as a wrecking ball. This is an experience thing, in my opinion. This is just like, hey, you know, you're at 106, like we're full throttle here. We just got the tires real hot. And as we're entering the corner, like if you were getting back on the track in the mid, that's one thing. But you entering when it's like the track is starting to bank here, you've got to be significantly slower because as soon as you catch that banking, it's going to throw you up the track. So that brings out the lap 44 caution in this race. So let's just keep that in mind when we're rejoining. Again, a lot of people wreck a lot of weeks. This isn't to super name and shame, just something that I think could be clean. Let's check out the racing on the following restart. This changed everything on its head. Everybody came down pit road and pit, got 4 fresh tires. A whole different scenario now. Everybody's got enough fuel to make it. I think at least right on the dot. So no saving required. Just go. Let's see how this restart goes. Dick's gonna yell at me here.
Got nowhere to go, Nemechek.
Not. I'm lifting. I'm lifting. I'm lifting.
Let Debbie know.
Not. I'm lift. Not.
Listen to the throttle. Listen to the throttle. I go, So Nick yelling at me. Dick. Watch.
Got nowhere to go, Nemechek.
Not.
Yeah,
I'm lifting,
fuck him.
I'm lifting. I'm lifting. Don't panic. I'm not these. I'm not these 600 iRated boys. We're good.
Good restarting there. Really tough. Hold that bottom lane. Everybody's got, there's adjustments. Cars are real loose. Oh,
Jesus, I didn't know.
I did not see Corey there.
Didn't know somebody was out there.
Yeah, there's just so many of them.
Everybody's aggressive. Appreciate Fog there lifting. Let me kind of have that bottom. I get into the 74, just dealing with.
They would just fix that aspect of this game. It would make it so much better.
Cars everywhere here. Oh, Fog gets turned. Let's go look at that. Lap 49. All right, on board with dense fog here. Did Finn cause this wreck? This is where he lifted. This is where I get up to 74 because it just got super tight on entry.
Outside now.
Blazer.
3 wide. 1 outside.
Oh, I think that might be a little net code. We'll see what happens with Blazer. Something that important to know
Clear.
is camera angles, right? Let's go take a look at Blazer here. See, 49. That's lap 70. You see here when he's racing in this camera angle, he can't see the nose of his car. So he's going, he's in between, and he doesn't even know that he's got him hooked. I don't think that was intentional. Fog gets the worst of it there, and now as the caution starts to stack up, everybody's got decisions to make. A little bit of fuel being used. Who's going to come take tires, who's not. Let's see what the adjustments are. Back to myself on the restart. Looks like everybody pit in some fashion, and everybody understanding that, tires matter so much. So let's see what happens here, what this racing's like.
I'm gonna have to wreck Dinger Magic if I want to win this race.
50, so
Don't,
13
he's had
laps
the worst.
left. Dinger Magic has worked his way up. Both stages finished 10th. Been consistent.
He's trying to leave this bottom open though.
But there's one thing he knows what to do. It's attack the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah.
Top Gun underneath, trying to get underneath the 43 here. And everybody's kind of breaking away. Meatvall, your stage 2 winner, found his way back up to the front here. All right, let's go see what the yellow was. All right, back on board with JTB Blazers. Is that lap 54 caution? The 48 getting really tight up the track. Oh, the 34 kind of. I mean, there's a lot of racing here. I don't think that's just a 34. Everybody's being pushed. All right, so this is what I don't want to see. This is what all right, again, first complaint here, right? This right here by the 48. This right here. Immediately, we're sending it underneath, guys. I get that he didn't have the best start, but this before the start-finish line, I'm going to start outlawing this. We shouldn't be trying to pass people on the inside there. This should be a checkup, like you should be lifting. So I get that JTB may have missed a shift or something. I mean, he's certainly in fourth gear very, very quick. But, you know, then there's chaos. See in the rear view, the 41. All right. So let's avoid that. Let's avoid driving so recklessly on these restarts. 13 laps to go here. Space time gets up into the 34. Dents with the move down to the apron. Here comes flying through the middle, Mad Cheeks. All right, there's a caution. I don't know who caused that, but we'll go through. So let's go back to this. Next, here's a lap 58 restart. 43. Blazer kind of slow on these restarts I'm seeing. Is he just too fast to the gears? Let's see. Because there's something where he's just not getting the pull. Shift, second. Third, that's fine. Nah, yeah, way too quick of a shift to fourth. That's what hurt him. Then he loses a lot. The 43, obviously, a little aggressive there, but there's some. I was curious to what was leading to that. Meatball gets into the wall. You can see all of the battles protecting the bottom lane. 48 car here. List for space time. Approaching 8 to go.
Outside now.
34 gets his run. See if there's any other perspectives here. So on board the 42 here, this gaggle of guys. Dinger Magic, Plasic, Top Gun, myself. Corey's right behind me. Just trying to figure out where to go. The Top Gun takes the lead. He's got 2 second-place finishes on the year. Look at that big move by the 8. Here comes Dense Fall. Got to cut his nose off a little bit. Yeah, the killers came to play here at the end of this race.
I am a fucking deer, and the hunters are fucking here.
I say that as soon as I see fog. I'm just like, oh God, here come the demons. Dinger Magic outside of Dense behind me. 81 gets up into the wall there. This is bad for me. 3 wide. Got to lift out. Let Dinger by. Here comes the 43, diving it underneath. I see the 86 does get real tight here.
I'm squeezed middle, Nick. Just let you know. I'm gonna give you room. Go in it. Go in it. Go in it.
Oh, here comes the 34. Didn't even see him. 43 ended up taking tires there. And then we got a wreck. All right, let's see what. This was an interesting call here. I was curious to see, you know, with just about it'll be 9-ish laps left. I made a call for 4 tires, and as a result, I think everybody in front of me took 2. I think me and Snugs are the first car. Snugs is to my left, I believe. Yep, on 4 tires. So I thought I had this 2 laps to go. 41 here gets a little squirrely. I'm gonna go back. 43 didn't like that. Shit. All right. So here's another thing. When you are on the outside lane, you've got to stay on the outside lane. The 41 here, diving down to get low, that you got to stay on the outside. You're the outside lane. You fighting. That's going to, you know, that pushes down into the 43. He's squeezing him off. Like, you should be up here. So, again, just being critical. You know, we're covering the good parts of the race, but at the same time, let's. Because now 43 didn't like that, and 43 let him know. And then I got just super tight off the loose, or I don't know what happened to me. I think I was just too busy watching and maybe forgot to unwind. Was Corey on me? No, Corey's giving me room here behind me. I think I was just, oh yeah, that's what it was. I looked backwards, so mistake on my part here.
Oh shit.
Fuck off of me.
And then the 8 as a result of that contact. Let's see what happens here with that 43 car.
Oh shit.
Fuck off of me. Okay.
Oh, 43 is getting turned by the 8 there. I don't think the 8 did anything malicious. I think it's just,
No space there, Snugs.
I tried to back out. I swear to God, I tried.
yeah, I don't think that was a scenario with the 4. I think that was really just the 41 in that scenario, kind of
Get a little horny at the end.
just getting a little lost and going low and causing some things. So again, not the biggest thing. 41 ended up, I think, having a really solid day. Finished top 10 in one of the stages. I would just say another thing, as we're being critical about everything and different racing, we'll be critical of other people here as well as myself. I just straight up said I made a mistake multiple times. It's the 74 earlier, and I came down the nose of the 26 as I was too busy watching the race in front of me, not controlling my own car. So I say this with the best of the league in mind. Let's just make sure that, we saw the 48 going low underneath somebody on the low lane before the start finish line, and then here we saw an outside lane car just literally diving and pinning a car to the infield, and that's going to lead to bad things. So let's be a little bit more disciplined, especially in these late races. So I go get damage fix, and we'll stay on board here
I told you, tell her yes.
as we're going to cover the green, white, checkered here. I want to highlight some stuff, and then we'll watch the finish. So restarting 18th in this green, white, checkered, I ended up finishing 9th. So, and it comes from a couple things, but the biggest thing was this. There's another scenario, as you can kind of see. I wonder if there's another perspective I can catch of this. Laser.
And I'm like, can you wait? I just need. No. Can you wait?
Oh, it was Top Gun here. Yeah, Top Gun on this green, white, checkered restart. Let's look at this. So coming to green.
2 to go this time now. Car outside.
I don't think I'm not the biggest fan of this. I know that the 41, I know that the 81's a little bit faster than the 41. And hey, listen, shout out Clumsy working all day to get himself back into the top 10. But again, this right here, we're just across the start finish line. You're taking a 3 wide. I get it, but this is completely the fault of the 81 here, and as a result, all of this gaggle is behind there. We've really have got to stop taking our league mates 3 wide before the first turn.
Goes the 19. There goes your points leader.
So let's clean that up just a little bit. So back on board with that. So that chaos ensues. The 19 gets pushed. I see the chaos. I'm lifting out of it. Always lift and go low because everybody slides up the track.
4 wide.
Yeah.
Corey's not going to be happy about
Here, I want to see some lifting. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing he can go here for 4 wide. And not only that, look, and this is what I was going to point out, and I saw this on the replay. 48. Other people do this. The 48's just the most recent one to do this. I get the adrenaline's pumping. I get that. If you are entering a turn low, you have to lift earlier. The car is not going to rotate if it's just going to drive up the track. And multiple times in a row here, again, I'm just kind of picking on the 48 here. The adrenaline's pump. I love the enthusiasm, but you're the lowest of 4 here. Even if you were the lowest of 3, you've got to be lifting now. Probably even before now. And you don't, and you just clean those guys out. Just absolutely clean those guys out. And what's worse is, the 43, we'll talk to the 43 about aggressive driving because I'll point out here in a second. Let's see. Got to name and shame my boy, even though I love him. But I want to show, what is happening with this scenario.
They're high if you want it. 3 wide. Car low. Outside door. 3 wide. Clear inside. Inside door.
The 43 kind of retaliated here for sure.
Door.
all this chaos is ensuing, and you can kind of see the 43s like. So this isn't bad. I thought he kind of cleaned them out. This is, I mean, this might even just been the wreck. He's just trying to get past everybody, and that's chaos as we take the white. And we'll take a look at what caused this here in a second. I mean, oh, it's the, again 48 car kind of scenario. So, you know, you have a scenario though where the 43 is mad at the 26, and all of that is as a result of the 48 driving it in way too hard. And then the very next turn, he does the same. So we go into this turn. 48 cleans them out. 48 stays tight, doesn't lift, gets into the 41 and the 08.
Drove through me.
So now 48's up to P11. And I'm thinking, hey, like, last two turns, he's literally gotten insanely tight and just pushed this guy up the track. So I lift early here.
Okay, dude.
And same deal. Just gets tight. So 3 straight turns, the 48 is just getting tight. I get you saying you say there like, hey, you drove up in front of me. And the 38 is there, but
Drove through me.
I think the scenario is,
Don't wreck me, 39. You're a lap down.
I think we're just getting into turns too hot regardless. And that's it. That's just one of the big things here. So, all right, let's go on board. Who's up here in the front here at the end of this race? Clumsy Squid after a great day. So let's go Clumsy Squid's perspective to end this race. What did that racing look like for the finale? Actually, Top Gun was up there as well. So this is coming to white. Fogg's got the lead. Playsick is there. Dinger Magic middle. Clumsy fighting.
Please, no caution.
Oh, 38 gets clipped a little bit by the 12 on entry. A crazy 3-4 wide move by the 81. And here's Dinger Magic. Oh, man, yeah, just a good run on the bottom. The 22 protects. And, oh, just hooks him. Again, I don't think Dinger did that intentionally. Every time I'm around him, he races clean. Fogg has the entry in, but he stays high. Dinger Magic sticks it on the bottom. Top Gun, the Sheldon Crean of IWP gets another second place finish. Let's go see what happened to Dense Fog there. What happened on that finale? What led him? Because he had the final lap. He had everything he wanted. I mean, let's see. Maybe he didn't see Playsick get spun. Because these two were the top guys of all the weekend practicing. So he checks Playsick. He knows, all right, so he knows he's clear here. I think, yeah, he just choked the corner. A super early entry. You know these guys are going to drive it out. I really think you gotta take that. But he lives here. Everybody gets into it. He doesn't have that good of a corner. I know he's expecting, like, you have to have, like, it's really hard to pass on the inside here, but with everybody on new tires and fuel, like, they're going to be able to stick it. Dinger with an incredible turn. Top Gun even gets it in, so unfortunate scenario, not characteristic of that 3 car. Who has been super, super fast. But a fun race nonetheless. I just wanted to point out some key things. I just think we can kind of clean up some of this racing a little bit. Let's stop taking our teammate or our league mates 3 wide, especially on restarts. That is the bane of my existence. And then let's stop just like shooting the corner and using everybody else's car to break your car. You know, that was an example from the 48. He's not the only one to do it. But let's just kind of clean that up a little bit. Appreciate everybody. We will see you guys next week at either Bristol or Dover.